Just trying to get set up here. Make sure I've got this on public so that you all can see it. Got live chat going here, and let's see. I think that it goes public right away. So, all right, we're just gonna hope that this is public. The last time I did this Wednesday or Monday, nobody clicked on here, so I wasn't sure if it was on public or private. When I went back to look at it, it said it was on private when it finally uploaded to my live tab. So uh, if it's on private, then yeah, it's not going to get any views. So, but I'll go like 10 or 15 minutes on here. Hopefully, you guys can join on. This is basically about living life sober. I went to a Tiger game on Saturday. It was a night game. Uh, I've been to many events as a sober person, and the it's sometimes it's interesting. I mean, first and foremost, being at these events sober is better. I don't need to think about uh, drinking, being self conscious about how what I'm saying. I don't have to worry about uh, driving home later. I don't have to worry about being hungover in the morning. I can have authentic conversations with people. I'm not feeling like I'm bogged down by alcohol, and it's so much better. So this baseball game, my daughter's been begging me to take her to a night game, so I took her to a night game, and it started at 6 o'clock. So it doesn't start getting dark here now till like 9. So it was really pretty much like light the entire time. But looking around, people were drinking. I actually noticed some gold cans that almost look like Liquid Death, and I've taken a liking to the tea, the Liquid Death uh, teas, especially the peach one. But anyway, they're in a gold can, and this looked like Liquid Death. I kind of kept looking at it, but then I realized it wasn't Liquid Death, but I couldn't tell what it was. So I asked somebody that had one, what's with the gold can? And it was a Miller Lite, and he turned it to the back and said, "Oh, I think it's the 50th anniversary." And his buddy who he was with said, "Oh, the gold can gets you drunker." And I just thought that was interesting. I mean, I would have thought that was funny in my drinking days, but being that I don't drink anymore, I'm not into that like alcohol humor and that getting drunk humor. So I just kind of laughed and said whatever. But yeah, I was interested in what was in that can for whatever reason, and I got my answer. Um, we were sitting next to a couple that was really nice. They go to every game on Saturday, and there was a couple, a guy and a girl, probably like 20 years older than me. So like in their 60s, close to 70. And man, that's hard to believe. So yeah, she graduated the year I was born, she said, 77. So anyway, we talked, and it was cool to have a conversation with someone at a game that's knowledgeable about the game, that is into experiences and talking about their experiences in Detroit and stuff like that, and where they've been, and that kind of thing. And we talked pretty much throughout. We got up and walked around a couple times, and then they decided they were going to leave the Tigers were getting blown out. They left in the seventh inning. Um, Somebody had taken their seats and they were drinking and getting loud, and it was it kind of made me think like, man, do I really like to be out at night like now out in the city? Because people like change, it seems like at night. uh, it just seems like people start to get a little like maybe let loose a little bit more, get a little bit crazier, and start drinking more. Maybe they've been drinking all day, and they're just now just starting to feel that buzz and getting drunk. So I was for a minute I was thinking, man, do I really like being in this environment? And the longer I sat there and started to just focus on the game, focus on my daughter, I was like, this is kind of cool. It's kind of nice. I'm not out very late very often anymore. When you're married and you have a daughter and um, you have responsibilities, you don't really go out late at night anymore. And at least I don't. So I just started to enjoy the moment and kind of just let that go, let those feelings go of annoyance. And that was one of the first, like I said, that was my first experience at a night game in a long time, and I really enjoyed it. Tigers got blown out, uh, but I stayed for the whole game. It was a sellout, and everybody left in the seventh inning, after they got out in the seventh, everybody headed for the exits, and I'm like, man, that bodes well for us. So now, if we just stick around for till the end, we won't have as much traffic to contend with, and that worked out. We got to the car, got in. I mean, we were out of the city probably within maybe 10 or 15 minutes, not long. Um, but yeah, driving home, it was just a relaxing drive home for the most part. Traffic thinned out a little bit, but you still got to think about, I'm not drinking, but other people may be under the influence. So, uh, do I do I want to, uh, drive in the fast lane? Do I want to drive in the slow lane? But I just ended up taking the middle lane all the way home, turning on some good music, and just enjoying that ride home. Um, but yeah, I quit drinking in 2020. I quit drinking because of this book called This Naked Mind by Annie Grace. And this book helped me look at the one calendar year as a goal of being sober. And Annie Grace's philosophy was experience all the events in one calendar year as a sober person, and in her terms actually alcohol free. She doesn't use the word sober, but alcohol free. Choose to be alcohol free. Do these events, do these holidays, do these get-togethers, school functions, work functions, all these things that fall in a calendar year. Do them alcohol free, and by the end of the year, you would have experienced all of these things, and you can kind of reassess where you're at with your drinking at that point, with your being alcohol free, if it's for you, and that kind of thing. So I thought that was a good milestone to kind of strive for. When I first quit, I broke it down into months. So I broke it down into 30 days, 60 days, 90 days, because that helped me get to those moments and kind of reassess how I was feeling. Needless to say, after 30 days, I felt better. Was my weight was down a little bit. My skin felt more clear. Um, I had started walking more. I had started taking my dogs out and playing with my dogs more. I had started to pay more attention to like my daughter's needs. as far as like wanting to do things or talk or whatever. And instead of looking and turning towards alcohol, I turned towards other things, other healthier things. And that helped me, rewire my thinking about, especially around the time that I would normally drink, which was getting earlier and earlier in the pandemic because I wasn't working. So I would start drinking at noon, and just not have any care in the world because I didn't have to drive anywhere. I didn't have to go to work. I didn't have to, do anything. So that really was nice to have these small goals and then kind of work from there. I had therapy. I was on antidepressant already. I had taken antidepressants for a couple years before I quit drinking. I was on them for about 6 months after I quit drinking, and then I started to just notice that maybe I don't need it anymore, and I just kind of took myself off of it, and with with my blessing from my therapist. But yeah, I didn't have really any big side effects from quitting drinking. I didn't have any real big side effects or anything from getting off the Zoloft. I did it the right way, and if I didn't feel good, like I had a headache or a stomach ache or something like that when I first quit drinking for the first couple weeks, because I did worry about having side effects from quitting drinking, withdrawal symptoms, those kinds of things. But I would take Dramamine for nausea. I would take Tylenol or Motrin for a headache. I would just take time to kind of journal how I'm feeling, get on This Naked Mind, post something about how I'm feeling, talk to my wife, especially if I was having an urge to drink, kind of explore why I was having that urge, and get back on my This Naked Mind forum and see that like 10, 15 people have posted like, you know, we're here for you, and like a good job speaking up, and uh, I hope you made it through that urge, and if you did, you're stronger. You're going to be stronger for the next one, and that kind of thing, and just a community of like-minded people that understood. My wife, although she drinks, she's not like a problem drinker like I was, and although she kind of understands what it's like to like live with someone that's addicted, experiencing that firsthand as growing up, and then also living with like me, even though she wouldn't say that I had a problem so much as um, maybe it was just a habit, like I kind of thought. But I mean, I really just felt like it was a problem for me, so I just wanted to be done with it. But um, anyway, she didn't, she didn't quite understand what going through an addiction was like. So to have a group of people that understands that and understood that was the key to getting out of it. And they were available 24/7. I didn't have to go to a group meeting. I didn't have to go get in my car and actively go find groups, find a meeting. I didn't have to do any of that. It was at my fingertips, and that was really beneficial. Some people, especially people that don't know addiction, uh, would say that in person is better. But as far as that goes, I felt like it was better to be on that community online because they, like I said, they're available whenever I needed them. So I would use that group and then go to weekly therapy, and then that kind of tided me over until my therapy visits, and therapy really helped. I found I was actually lucky enough to have a therapist that specialized in drug and alcohol recovery, and who was actually an addict himself. And that really benefited me because I didn't have a therapist that was that in tune with my addiction all the way leading up to that point. I had seen a few different therapists over the years, and none of them could really help me quit drinking. But I think it was mainly because they didn't really understand. But this therapist got it. So he helped me stay sober, and I pray and thank him every day. I'm thankful for him. Thankful for God getting me out of my addiction. I'm thankful for my community, and so yeah. So living life alcohol free. Uh, I said I'd go about 15 minutes. We're at about 15 here. It looked like I may have had one person join for a minute. But I hope this gets out there and at least gets viewed by some people. And if you're here, thank you for being here. If you are looking for a group, I've got a private group on Facebook. Uh, it's called Sobriety in the Storm. I pin the links in all of my videos, so you can check that out. It's also pinned in my description of my channel. There's a link to it in there. So yeah, thanks for being here. Please like and subscribe if you found this helpful. And we'll see you on Friday. I plan on doing these 3 days a week, Monday, Wednesday, Friday at 10 a.m. Make this somewhat of a sober group and go from there. So have a great day, everybody, and we'll talk to you soon.